Vai, bubble boy. Vai, bubble boy. Vai, bubble boy.
Stay hydrated, kids. Hi everybody, you're on the Really Learner channel and welcome back to another video. So my name is Lorna G. Yeah, I'm going to be telling a story of something that happened in my life not a while ago. No, it was a while ago actually. I'm doing a story time. Not because I have very interesting things that go on in my life, but sometimes some things happen and just like, what was that? So yes, that's the kind of life I live. So also thank you for subscribing if you already have, and like, share, comment, subscribe. And I'm not just saying, but just please like, please share, please comment, please subscribe. Hey, that's creepy. Anyway, let's get right into the video. So also, no, before we get into the video, if you have any suggestions on what you want me to do or what you want me to talk about, or things, challenges, whatever, pranks, all of it, hit me up on my socials. I'm going to link my socials down in the description box below. And yeah, thank you for being here today. I like being creepy, sorry. Okay, without further ado, let's start the video. So once upon a time, I had this is not a fictional story, by the way. This is actually something that happened. So we have these family friends. I mean, they're still our friends and everything, but like when we were younger, we had these family friends that we used to do everything with, especially after church, because we used to go to the same church. So every Sunday after church, we'd come together and we'd agree, oh, let's go for lunch here, or let's do this, or let's do that, or let's do what, yeah, everything. Yeah. So because we used to live closer to the church, most of the time we'd meet in our house and then go to wherever we'd agreed to go. So when we came to we that day was one of those days when we came to the house to decide, but sometimes we just decide in church and then we'd go wherever. So that was one of the days when church ended a bit earlier, and so we decided to come back to the house to agree where to go. So I'm going to call my family friends Curtain and Towel. Yeah. So we were coming to the house in different cars because we couldn't all fit in one. We were many. So Curtain, Towel, my sister, my brother, my younger brother, and I, and their two parents were in one car, and then my younger sister, who was around, I think, 8 months or 9 months. No, she can't have been 8 to 9 months. She's probably a year. She's like a year old, yeah. So and my 1-year-old sister, my parents were in another car. So we were coming back to the house, yeah. So my parents, I think they came earlier, yeah. And then the rest of us left a bit later. So when we came into the estate, so this is how the estate is. There's this it's a long road from the gate to the end of the estate. So it's one long road, but then as you go to the end, there's like a hill. So you go ascending gradually up the hill. And then so like the lanes are on the left. So if this is the road, all the houses, if they're in any lanes, are on the left. So there's like one lane, another lane, another lane, another lane, till the end, yeah. And then there are houses on this side, but on the other side of the road is like the lanes and then more houses. So we were coming in through the main gate, yeah, and we see a girl screaming her lungs out, running from the top of the hill, coming down, and we're wondering, hey, what's wrong? Is she okay? So she comes, runs at full speed from the top. Okay, so we were coming in, and there was a pro box parked outside the house on this side. So, like right, like straight ahead, straight like in front of us, a little bit ahead of us. So, she runs at full speed and then jumps onto the pro box, as in from, I don't think you understand, I wish I was making this up. A pro box is not a low car, and it was from the back. She didn't jump from the front, she jumped from the back. So so this girl runs straight and leaps onto the top of the pro box. I'm telling you, I'm not joking. And I was in shock. We were all in shock, but we were laughing our heads out. I mean, things like that don't just happen. Hey, so we're dying, and then next thing we see a dog standing next to her. So clearly she was being chased by this dog. So there we laughed. I can't even remember. We were so amused. We're like, why is she running away from a dog? What's wrong with her? And then Curtains and Towel's mother says, hey, you guys, stop laughing at people because you know it can happen to you. We continue laughing. Who are we? No, who listens to those things? When you're told that, everyone says that. And not everything happens to other people like that. So we just continued laughing. Hey, let me tell you, Karma just said. Anyway, let's continue. No, that's not even half the story. So now we've settled in the house. Curtain and Towel's father is with my father downstairs in the living room, and they're with the baby, like with my 1-year-old sister. And then Curtain and Towel's mother is with my mother in the kitchen, agreeing on where we're going to eat, because they're the ones who normally agree where we're going to eat. So we decide, as the kids, let's just go outside and ride bikes, because there's nothing for us to do inside the house. We were bored. So when we went outside, my sister and my younger brother went first, like before us, and then me and so Curtain's a girl and Towel's a boy, yeah. So me and Curtain decided we want to go outside a bit later, and Towel, I don't know what Towel was. I think he was in the bathroom first, and then he said he's going to catch up. So we started going outside, and we went with our bikes. So what we do is we walk with the bikes till the top of the hill, and then we race down. Like now on the bikes, we race down all the way to the gate. But that's, on Sunday, so many children are normally outside. It's like the day when children agree that, hey, you guys, let's all go outside, let's go play. So that was the day. But that specific Sunday, children were not outside. The only child we saw was that girl who was running from the top of the hill, screaming her lungs out, being chased by a dog. So we said, you know what, we're just gonna go. So as we're walking with our bike, so my sister and my brother were a bit ahead, and then me and Katin were like a bit behind, and then Tao was racing over. We weren't with Tao at that point. I don't know where Tao was. I think he was coming, or he was, I don't remember. So so as we're walking up, a girl calls from her house, from the window, and she's like, Najwa, what did she say? Rutini, rudi. So she's whispering and she's like, rudini nyumbani, kuna dogi ya kina Maya inafukuza watu. So we were like, I don't see any dog here. Do you see a dog? Curtain, do you see a dog? I don't see a dog. So we're just there, we're looking at her, like, what? So we just said, after just going, by the way, if you want to stay in the house because of a dog, a dog, the only reason a dog would chase you is if you're running or you're playing. It's not, dogs don't just attack people. If you provoked it and it chased you, but they're sorry. The rest of us are gonna go and have fun. Hey! So there's this girl called Maya living at the very top of the hill, which was like where the estate now ends. So at the very top of the hill is where someone called Maya used to live, and everyone in the estate knew that Maya had a big vicious dog. What we didn't know is that it was the one that was released. Hey, I don't even know what happened. Then I can just tell you this. Me and Katin, so as we're walking up now, 5 seconds after this girl tells us this, guess what? You see a dog, and it comes out of the house. So this is the house. It comes, this is the lane, this is the house. So it comes out and it stands just here in the middle of the road at the top of the hill. It just stands there. It's looking at us like this, and we stop because we're like, hey, wait, that's a big dog. What? Then we stop. We're looking at it. It's looking at us. Then you know what happened? My sister and my small brother, because they were ahead of us, as I said, so they were closer to the dog. So what they did is they dropped their bikes, turned around, and started running. Hey, who are me and Katin? We also dropped our bikes right there, and we said, not us, we're not the ones being caught by this dog, not today. Mind you, remember what Katin and Towel's mother said? Don't laugh at people because it might happen to you. Here we are. We didn't, okay. So at that point, me and Katin are running for our lives. We're running full speed. Let me tell you, full speed. We're running down that hill. My younger sister and my brother are behind there, screaming their lungs out, also running. So, and everyone has left their bikes in the middle of the road. So we're running. Then we hear the dog barking. So I know for sure this thing is chasing us.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
So we turned. Normally we turned into the lane, me and Katin, as we were running. So Katin was. No, I was faster than Katin. So, because I didn't want to be caught by that dog. So what I did was, I turned into the lane, and I see Towel coming out. No, I see Towel coming out. So as I'm seeing Towel coming out, Towel is like, why are you running? Why are you running? I don't have time to talk. I just ran. Towel, the gate was open, yeah? So I just ran like this into the house, and Towel is left standing outside here asking what's happening, why you running, asking people. So I'm pretty sure, I don't know, if Towel saw me running into the house, so Katin coming quickly, some dots must have joined, but I don't know, that is their side of the story. We came back again and sat down now, put our stories together because everyone has their story. So I'm telling you mine. So I ran into the house, and our house has like a small compound, and then there's like a path at the back to get into the back of the house. So I ran into that path at the back. And I come running full speed into the kitchen. So I find Katin Curtain and Towel's mother on the what is it called? They're just there in the kitchen, like talking. Curtain and Towel's mother and my mom, they're just there in the kitchen, just talking, having a good time. Then they see me rushing into the house. I saw this for only like 1 second. I just had, immediately I entered, I saw Curtain and Towel's mother jump onto the counter, and then my mom also jumped onto the other counter on the other side of the kitchen. So that's when I knew for sure this dog is right behind me, and I did not understand why it came for me alone. So I'm running into the house and I'm wondering, this dog is entering the house. Oh God, what am I going to do? So I ran straight into the living room. Who do I find? I find Curtain and Towel's father and my father peacefully, and no, Curtain and Towel's father, my father and my sister peacefully sleeping on the couches. And I run, I'm screaming, and when I try to open the front door, because this dog has followed me into the house, so I have nowhere to run, and I went to the living room. So I'm trying to open the living room door. Guess what? It's locked. It's locked. Let me tell you, my stress level, I knew I was going to die. So we entered. I'm there on the door. I'm just like, I'm trying to open, and I'm screaming my lungs out. This dog is just barking next to me. And do you know what? They were still sleeping. I don't know what was happening, as in no one was hearing me. Sometimes you can think you're screaming out loud, but there's no sound coming. I think that was what was happening to me. But I'm so sure I was screaming, because I don't understand how they slept through that. So I managed to unlock the door, and then I got out and I locked the door behind me again. So I locked the dog inside the house. I think that's what woke them up, because I was not going to die. I wasn't going to be the one being killed. I just locked the door behind me, and I said, you guys deal with it. Hey, when I come out this other side, so I guess the dog now comes out through the kitchen, like the way we came. It comes out. So I hear, let me tell you, everyone was screaming. My mom, Towel's mom, the baby Mine started crying. Now my small sister started crying, and what is it called? And I think that's what woke my parents up, because I started screaming, trying to open the door, and I woke my baby sister, and my baby sister now started crying, and that's what woke my parents. Not my cries. Can you imagine? So yeah, my mom is screaming, Curtain's mom is screaming, my baby sister is crying, and I'm also screaming. So I get out, I close the door behind me. So I guess the dog goes back behind, back out the house through the back. So okay, this part I got from when Curtain was telling me her side of the story. So what I didn't know happened was, Curtain was coming out of was also running toward the house with me, like behind me, yeah. So what Curtain did is when she saw me run into the house and she saw the dog was coming close, she ran into the store. So there's a store on this other side, and then the house is on this side. So she jumped into the store, and I continued inside the kitchen. That's now that part of the story you remember my side now. So apparently the dog came back outside and went to look for her in the store. It went back for her in the store, so she came out running, and she ran back through the back path toward the gate again. That time I was now exiting. I was coming out of the house from the front door. So when I come out, I find Towel was standing. You know how I don't know how to explain this, but you know, like when kids, the back door now, the car door is open, and then you can stand there so that your body is like in between the door and the car. I don't know if you understand that, but like your body is in between the door and the car, so you're like just balancing here, trying to, you know, doing those jokes. So I see Curtain running like the sorry, I see Curtain running like this because I was just outside here on the front porch. I see Curtain running, screaming as well, and Towel is in between the door and the in between the car and the door, because the door is open. So Curtain screaming, and she gets this, I don't know whether she gets this idea, but she decides she's going to jump into the car because the door is open and Towel is standing over there. So she decides she's going to jump into the car. You know what Towel starts doing? Because I think he sees Curtain with and the dog following her behind. So I think his foot gets stuck and he starts, I don't know what he was doing, but he was trying to, he was screaming and he was trying to remove his foot. Then Curtain jumps straight into, literally dives like this into the car, and then Towel closes the door. So the dog is left, what is it called? The dog is just left. I don't know where it went after that. I didn't bother. Next thing I know, my father and Curtain's father are coming out of the house wondering, hey you guys, what's wrong? Why are you screaming? Apparently they went to asking my mom and Curtain's mom why they're screaming. They were not getting responses, so they came outside to where we were, where all the children are screaming now. By that time, I did not know where my sister and my small brother were. So the fathers come outside asking, hey, what's wrong? So I ran into the house because I've seen this dog leave. I do not want to be chased again. So I ran into the house and I'm telling them, you guys, there's a big dog. There's a huge dog outside and it's chasing everyone. It's the same one. So I'm telling Towel's father, it's the same one that we saw in the morning. So he knows, yeah? Apparently they went outside. That time Curtain and Towel are locked in the car and they don't want to come out because they think this dog is coming after them. When I asked my brother and sister what happened to them, apparently as they were running down, they decided to jump into a bush, and my brother jumped onto another car. Just the same way this girl jumped onto a pro box, he also jumped onto another car, someone else's car, and then my sister ran into a bush. Apparently this bush had bees, then she was stung. Okay, so my sister just reminded me, I forgot to put this in the video, okay, continue. But my sister just reminded me, she actually didn't run into a bush and was stung. She jumped on another man, just a random man walking on the road and going about his business. She jumped on him. Yeah, that day was just pure chaos. So my dad and Curtain and Towel's father went outside to find this dog that's terrorizing children. So apparently the dog was like, there's something wrong with that dog, because when my dad was trying to like calm it down or something, I don't know the story exactly as what happened with my dad, but that dog beat him. The dog beat him, that's the point. So apparently there's an estate meeting, and Maya's parents were told, hey, you have to, this dog, if you can't keep it inside your compound, have to take it somewhere else. We don't want it terrorizing our children in this estate. So yeah, that's how it went, and that's what happened. That's the end of the story. That's the end of a very antagonizing story, actually. Anyway, I hope you guys liked it, and thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. If you're still here even now, you're a loyal soldier. You're a loyal soldier. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. If you have any ideas, anything you want me to do, I'll link my socials down in the description box below. Hit me up, and There's this initiative called the Nano Initiative, which is funded out of love. So what they do is they work with children in our community and around the world as well. So what you need to do is basically donate your clothes, your food stuff, anything that you really don't use. So I know that we all have. I'm sorry, there are people really making noise outside, but I hope you can hear me. Anyway, it would be amazing if you follow the page called Nano Foundation and support them. And if you have anything to donate, please, 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 please donate. And yeah, so for more information, I will just link the socials down in the description box below. Don't forget, sharing is truly caring. So bye guys.
Jimmy on the track, so you know it's lit.